so honored to be in the presence of one of my favorite teachers, Sandra Walter. Sandra is an ascension guide and a transformational luminary. Her guidance, courses, events, and articles that she shares served awakened souls for decades. She's a pure conduit of the organic ascension process. Sandra provides heart opening guidance and practices and comprehensive courses for true change on this planet. Our task for this day. Crystalline children, as I would like to call them, new earth children. And we are also focusing on how we may shift the paradigms of existing systems for learning and teaching for these children. So I would start off by just asking, what do you feel that our children, these new earth children that are being brought to this planet now and also in the future, what do they bring to us and our era of consciousness?
Oh, it's so beautiful what's unfolding right now, sister, because when so I've been a conduit for a while, and when we heard, oh, first there's going to be the diamond kids, and then the crystal children are going to start stepping in after 2012, I was shown this refined, kind of untouched crystalline DNA that they have. And DNA that we've all been studying, we've been trying to rebundle it and reconnect it and get all the strands and the fields and everything together. And these crystal kids are coming in with that structure already in place, so it doesn't need to be rebundled. They actually bend light in a different way than everything that came before 2012. They're actually serving as a prism, a different kind of crystalline prism for how, like, pure spirit, their pure presence, and these higher level souls can now shine through a body and shine into these realms and work with us as we transform these realities into the new earth realities. I found that really beautiful because if we can make them aware of that, and because they have easier access, things just, higher multidimensional talk just makes more sense to them. You don't have to walk them through dropping old realities and everything. They just kind of get it, right? They're just kind of tuned into that. I feel like the thing that we can bring to the table when we're talking about, like, future education or setting up new systems is is to go a little bit more Socratic and to open up a level of freedom of expression, kind of maintain the curiosity that a pure soul would have stepping into these realms, that isn't, those that pure, again, the way they bend the light, the way they're kind of projecting into these realities is more refined. So they're not as influenced by the density. They don't get entangled with all the lower programs and systems and everything that just don't make sense, which is why I feel a lot of the new kids are having difficulty with the education system that seems to be in a big overhaul right now. So I feel it's perfect that you're having this conversation right now, sister. So DNA, as you know, is just a record of everything that we've been and everything that we will be and all those different possibilities. So if we can get them just to be aware of, like, the infinite possibilities in each moment, I feel like it'll really transform education rather than having an agenda, learn this, memorize this, spit it back out again, push you through to the next level. That system just hasn't worked for quite a while with some of these new kids. But the freedom to kind of open up a real multidimensional kind of experience, not spun out, but focused from moment to moment on exploring learning itself. They're going to be more curious. They're going to ask why in a different way, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I fully resonate with everything you said.
Mm.
Um, I do feel the children now, they are in a sense ready to lead. And even just a conversation of education and learning itself, and this is why we're holding this, is they have so much to share. It's just you have to set up the right containers for them to be able to transmit their light and wisdom.
Yeah.
So you said that they carry light in a different way. Do you see that perhaps they are here for the purpose of creating something entirely new with the way that they carry light?
Well, we have these waves of different frequencies, different DNA and everything coming in for the last couple of decades. But we can see like now there's kind of a rapid unfoldment. We're calling them crystalline children because we can't really describe what it is that's unfolding because the energy of Gaia herself and all of these realms is changing. All the cosmic frequencies are changing the container for an experience. So when you kind of drop the crystalline kids into this new container, they'll be the ones that go, yeah, that doesn't belong, that belongs,
Mm.
that, because they actually, which is probably something we should teach them too, is how to play with a divine human genome, how to play with Christ codes so that they can be a little bit more comfortable in the body and in these realms as they kind of reveal to us or enter the conversation at an earlier age for what exactly is unfolding. And I feel too, if we can make them aware of them already having the Christ codes within them and already being source informed rather than trauma informed because they don't have all the baggage. You can teach them how to access the Christ codes, which activates unity consciousness. Then they're able to kind of view all those infinite possibilities. And from that higher state of Christ consciousness, make the highest choices for the good of all. They'll actually be able to go into that state and have that perspective, like a real pure cosmic perspective on situations, on their own education, on how to solve problems with a lot more ease and grace. And that's across the board from not just organic technology, but also just resolving a lot of issues that are still floating in the field. They're supposed to accelerate everything. And they can accelerate it just with their own presence. Again, they're bending light in a different way. They're natural conduits, but they do have to get used to the density of the realm and the experience of, being in a body on a planet that's going through the ascension process.
Yeah, can you maybe just spend a moment to unpack that a little bit for us, the Christ codes? How do we start transmitting that for our children just at home? What would you recommend?
I would start with like a really basic explanation or a little foundation of if they are attuned to or if they feel star presence, if they feel like a star-seated self or they feel their oversoul or they feel their higher self or they feel like they're not from here or whatever, uh, you can kind of lay out their the purpose of them, all of us who are assisting the organic ascension, and kind of lay it out and go, okay, we're actually playing with divine human DNA. That's how we're projecting in here. And when you get a crystalline structure, that crystalline DNA, then it has direct access to source, which is why everybody wants in on being a human during the ascension, because the Christ codes, Christ consciousness, unity consciousness, crystalline consciousness are actually embedded part of that crystalline DNA. If we could ask them to kind of tap into that and go, this is something you get to play with. And the secret of human DNA and why you're here to play with it is because it's got a couple of these really unique codes that allow you direct access to pure source love light intelligence. And that's not like a big record or anything like that. It's an actual state of beingness where you can feel how to do the right thing all the time. And
Mm.
it doesn't involve the mind, and it doesn't involve emotions or your circumstances or anything like that. It's this pure feeling state, right? Where you feel like, oh, part of me is already experiencing that state of unified consciousness. And if I can experience unity as a higher being, then I'm going to shine it through this physical experience and kind of use that wisdom. And because they have faster access to that, as long as you don't, cover it up with all kinds of distortion, they'll have like a pure access to that. And it's that precious return of Christ consciousness is the whole reason why we're here. So if we want to genuinely create that new earth education or new earth higher choices, we could teach them to be aware of that, just to like breathe in the moment and kind of feel it. That's the cool thing about DNA and becoming aware of like your own star presence, your own I am presence, is the more you focus on it and ask it questions and kind of stay connected to it, the more it reveals like right in your reality what the higher choice is. You make challenges and there's mistakes and everything along the way, but they'll have an easier time. It'll be more logical to them. It'll feel more like a natural state. So if we kind of, nudge them to play with that and go, I can give you like some clues as to, why you're here and why you're playing with a human genome.
Yeah, so for parents out there, I just want to say I love the simplicity of this because we are essentially, all of this is to have our children attuned to source. And what I found, so I just came back from the Big Island from a 5-day retreat. I co-hosted a 5-day retreat with these star children, and visuals are so helpful for them. So there was a 3-year-old child. We showed him a picture of Mars. I don't even know how we started on this, but we showed him a picture of Mars. And he says, I'm from there. Without any prompt, we just showed him a picture. Do you know what this is? I'm from there. And then we went on to show him a picture of a blue avian that we found online. And he said, without any prompt, that's my family. That's my old family. So with source light, I'm sure you can find any visuals out there. And with a lot of the explanation, like with crystalline DNA and being a vessel, you can play with words. Kids are really good with analogy, things that they can relate to on a day-to-day basis. I'm sure, we can find a way to teach this to them. And I truly see the importance of this. And when we kind of just boil it down to its very basic elements, I know the children now, they can understand this truly. And once they get into their own natural senses, we don't even have to explain any further from that on. It's just about kind of making sense of it for them. But once they tap in, they have the ability to play with it. And, just witnessing these kids over the last few days, I know this to be true. So I know that Sandra, you have a guided transmission for us today. Is that correct?
I can do that. Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And I know that there are parents and children watching, so this would be a really good opportunity for all of us, including our children, to experience this kind of source light, this Christic light through what you're about to transmit.
Beautiful. Okay, everyone. Take a breath and just put your hands on your heart for a moment. Just kind of settle the mind and all the external and just drop into this beautiful temple space within the heart. And just take a breath there and just become aware of the presence of Source, God, the original infinite creator that's within your heart center. So everyone has that little pinpoint of light. Now that keeps you connected to Source, that keeps you connected to your inner wisdom, and everywhere you have traveled, everything you have experienced is all accessed through that single point. So just kind of tap into it. It might feel like a star, it might just feel warm, might look like a sun. If you have just beautiful, complex, crystalline vision in this now, just let it unfold, let it present, and send it a positive greeting just through your consciousness, or maybe out loud, or maybe through a breath. And just say out loud, I am. And just feel that right in the heart. And that's Source talking to Source, even though the illusion is I'm different, I'm separate. There's actually no separation there. And from that stillness, that infinite light there, I just want to let's tap into our DNA just for fun and make it fun. Just kind of visualize a big gold strand of DNA all around your body, just like gigantic, right? Just kind of a master strand. That's yours. You own that, and you are using that to project into these realities to have an experience. And if you would like to know in this moment, what am I here to do? What am I here to feel? What would I like to play with, since I have this beautiful opportunity to play with golden human DNA, which has a direct connection to that source, right? And if you kind of play with taking a breath right through the source point, kind of shining out through the heart, and kind of light up your DNA in this moment. Just take a breath and do it. Don't even think about it. Take a breath. Exhale, light up, right? Beautiful DNA. Now, the more you do that, the more you're actually training your heart and your higher levels, your higher selves, everything that you have been and everything that you will be, to kind of come together and say, okay, in this moment, what would I like to explore? What would I like to feel? What would I like to create? Because we're all here to learn how to be beautiful creators of a brand new realities, kind of walking everyone through this beautiful ascension and the shift. And then you kind of sit with it, right? Kind of sit in the glow of the DNA and the heart, and you breathe with it, and you feel it, and you just say, show me. Show me everything that I am here to create, to play with. How can I emanate more love into this world? How can I shine more light to my family, to my friends, to wherever, my town, this planet? You may even tap in and just kind of send a message out to all of your levels and all of your star family. I am here, and I am awake, and I am ready. ready to be the light. Let's just take a breath and shine that light out with that message to all of creation. Take a breath, shine it forth right through the heart. We are here. Beautiful. You can kind of feel yourself connecting to all your other starseed friends, all the other crystalline children, right? You actually create this beautiful crystalline mandala all over the planet. It's creating something brand new. It's beautiful, and we honor you and we bless you. Bring your hands back to your heart and just give gratitude for this moment, just this one perfect moment where we all sat together in unity. Beautiful. Thank you, beloveds. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sandra.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I felt the collective of newer children while we were doing that.
Oh, I
We're
got
so,
goosebumps.
yeah, we're so together. And it's time. It's time for something new. It's time for all children to be honored, whether they be our physical children, children yet to be conceived onto this planet, and all of the children within our own hearts, our inner children. For I truly believe that we are here to bring on something entirely new through the eyes of the imagination and creativity of our outer and inner children. Well, thank you so much for your presence, sister.
Thank you. Thank you for creating this container. I am just so looking forward to Ascension classes being a normal part of education. I'm just feeling it. I'm like, oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Yeah.
And I truly believe that will happen when enough of us believe that. And so through this event, through, everything we're doing, that's what we're holding the vision for.
Thank you, sister. Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you, children, and thank you to all the parents and the educators that are on board with bringing this forth in a much more physical action and actionized, like beautiful way right now, right? Not down the line, but right now. I love that.
It's all in the now.
I love
All
that.
right. Aloha, everyone.